Hey guys, welcome to Plant Therapy. I'm just going through and checking the little propagations that I started on January 10th, seeing how they're coming along. I have several of these cute little Croniana silvers. I don't know if you watched that video, if I included that. I took stems from the mama plant and decided to start these little propagations. They're double cupped, so a lot of them still have a little moisture down there in the bottom, so I just kind of let it wick up what it needs. Also checking to see that nothing's rotting. This is an Obscura cross no ID propagation. And looking here, you can see there are some roots already. Today is, I don't know what today is, February 9th or 10th. I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, the past few weeks have been kind of a blur for me because I got hit with the flu big time. Yeah, kind of went through the family. So yeah, highly recommend this tea, by the way. One of the several teas that I've relied on. But anyway, I'm trying to get back to doing some of my chores. And right before I got sick, I had to face the fact that I had some plants. I found out that I had plants with flat mites. Now, I'm very much a planty parent who's in denial about things until I have to deal with it. This is cute. I love the splash on this Croniana. Everything in here has been looking good. I just like to air it out every couple of days too, to let it get some air in the box, airflow. Oops, I probably didn't mean to do that much. This is, I'll pour it in here. This is such a fast grower. The Lacanosa species Nanchuk, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, so there's a spelling. These little stickers are kind of a disappointment. They're really cute because they're silver and shiny, but they don't stick very well. So that's another topic for another day. This is a Lacanosa Bruno tricolor. It's doing good. Looks like it has new growth. But anyway, in the process of these last few weeks, I came to the realization that some of my plants were definitely dealing with flat mites. Now, initially I freaked out. I tossed a few. I do not recommend doing it because, all I could think is like a little panic set in at first. Because I was concerned, of course, of the collection in general. But since doing some research and some really nice planty friends who calmed me down, and the fact that I got sick was a blessing in disguise. This is Lacanosa Louisa Silver. But anyhow, in the process of being sick during that time, it kind of slowed me down, so I didn't overreact. This is a mini pixie I took from that cute little plant that was shared with me by Jackie from Latina Plants. I love that plant. And surprisingly, some of these little cuttings came from, if you've been following the newest plants I had received from Hoya cuttings. Some, and then some are from plants that I have. This here is a Rosita cross with Memoria, and she's looking good. Let's see, we have roots. I see some roots right there, and this is a combination of, actually some of these are in my peat moss. Okay, no, take it back. Cocoa peat perlite and I think I put some orchiata bark in there as well, and charcoal. So it's my little mix I have at home. Because some of you guys are not really comfortable with pond, and quite frankly, shipping with pond, it makes the plant heavier, costs more to ship and all that stuff. So I'm trying to be more practical. Look at the roots here. Now this is from my Hoya numu varioides. Look at that. Oh man, this root's quick. It's one of my favorites. You know, it's the basic green. I didn't really fall in love with the silver. The one I had, I sold it. I was like, it's okay. But it didn't blow me away like the regular green one. I love my Numu Varioides. And this is some more Bruno tricolor. They're doing good. I think initially the first week I remember something rotted in here. Just one or two that didn't make it. But in general, I have this double cup system in here. So there's moisture at the bottom so they can wick up what they need. This is the Lacanosa Moonlight. Very cute with the little specks splash there on it, the green splash. But anyway, everything is looking good in here. But I got sidetracked from what I was telling you about the last few weeks. If this is all over the place, I'll end up doing a voiceover just so I'm not confusing you guys. But as you know, as I'm doing my chores, I babble on, and sometimes I get off subject, start rambling about something else. So look at this one, Lacanosa Moonlight. How beautiful it's grown. This came from Hoya cuttings. She's a fast growing plant. And this is the parviflora that I got from Jackie. Now, I've seen that these can be very pretty when there's sun stress. So hopefully, I think I'm trying to get a little color here. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's growing nicely. I'm really loving this one. And this one is in, I think it's straight pond. Yeah, I think I put it right in pond. And like I said, a little double cup here. Let me see. Does it have a hole? Yeah. So I've been cutting little slits in the bottom of these so they can draw what they need from below. But yeah, this one's doing pretty good. And also this cute little free cutting. It's the Hoya Walliniana red leaves. This was a free cutting. So yeah, it's growing nicely here. Not as red as I'd like to see it, but we'll figure that out in time. But yeah, these guys are okay. There's some moisture down there. Let's get the water here I'm watering with. I've been diluting a little Pure Crop in there, as well as Pure Crop 1, as well as what's that called? I'll put it on the screen. Super Thrive, because it's coming on late February now, mid to late February. I mean, a lot of my Hoyas grow around, season, throughout the season. They might slow down a little bit, but definitely I think you'll be seeing more growth within no time. I don't know how the plants know it's springtime. And yeah, so I like to give them a little boost right at that point. And I'm also treating, like I said, for mites, flat mites, and I'm going through gradually. So as I was saying before, panic took over me at first, and I tossed a few plants that I found damage on, which made me come to the realization that, yeah, there was some serious flat mite damage on a few of my plants from my collection. So my first thought is like, oh my God, the plant shop. And, you start freaking out. But all the plants I sold had new growth and all, and the flat mites like to attack the new growth. I'm not an expert. Don't take anything I'm saying as gospel. Please do your research and find out on your own. There's plenty of great videos out there. Not Dude was the one I think who really hit the nail on the head years ago with Hoyas and the fact that flat mites are a common thing with Hoya. Other plants can get flat mites as well. But if you're a Hoya collector, of course, you want to be mindful. The first two that I always think of are mealybugs and now flat mites. Yeah, there are other things you can have in your collection or infest your collection, but in general, those are the main two that from here on in, I'm going to change my routine with plants that come into the household that are new. I'm going to treat regardless of how clean they look or where they came from. You just want to assume that there might be some flat mites and treat them right off the bat and isolate them, of course, which I have been doing. But maybe I'll be more strict about it. Look up the life cycle of the flat mites and, over, I don't know, 2-month period, you can treat your plants, your suspected plants. Anyway, I'm drifting. So let's get back to what we were doing, watering. So this is what I decided to use to treat my plants. And quite frankly, I expected it to smell a lot worse than it actually did. This is not sponsored at all. This is just one of the products I decided, actually one that I could find locally at my local nursery. Yeah, so you just take about a tablespoon to, I think my spray bottle holds about a gallon of water. And I mean, it doesn't really say in here specifically how to treat for mites, but somebody else suggested using about a tablespoon of this stuff. Mix it in with the water. Wear a mask because this stuff can, you don't want to get this dust in your lungs and whatnot. So be very careful. Yeah, you mix it in the water, shake it up real good, and spray it on the plants. Some people suggested they could make like a pasty mix of this and just use like a little brush to brush it on the stems of your plants and the underside of the leaves. I guess you could do that. It's something to consider, but it's just easier for me to just take them in that bin upstairs in the bathroom, spray them down, let them dry, and don't expose them to any light while they're wet. So wait for them to dry before you can put them back wherever you want to put them, and then repeat the process. I intend to maybe in 2 weeks repeat that, and I think I'm going to do it for like a 2-month period, but I'm leaving the spray, the sulfur, on the leaves. So hopefully if there's anything alive, it'll kill them off quickly. Yeah, so I'll keep you posted. We'll check back in about a month or two and see how those plants are doing. If there's new growth or, especially the ones that I felt were stunted and not doing anything. And as time goes on, I'm going through my entire collection and I will start to treat on a regular, just to make sure everything is good. I have to assume that if I have a Hoya, I have flat mites somewhere. And that's the assumption I'm going to make, a safe one. So, and just be ready to deal with that. Maybe I'll try beneficial mites one day. I don't know yet. That's something to consider too. All right, that's it. So here are the plants that I treated so far. And I just put them in the bin and sprayed them down. They were already watered And yeah, so I just mainly treated the stems, the leaves, sprayed everywhere I could. And I'm going to leave the solution on the plants and revisit them in about 2 weeks. I'll see you in 2 months to update you on the progress. Alrighty. Thanks for watching.